Hello everyone, my name is Priyajan Kumar and today I want to discuss about the light. Light is actually very important for those students who are in class 10 or class 12 because it covers a lot of chapters like in class 10. If you are in class 10, then you have to study the reflection, refraction, human eye and some natural phenomenon. But if you are in class 12, then it light has two chapters. One is the ray optics and another is the wave optics. In both the chapter we have to know the basic information about the light because if you know the basic information of the light, then you will easily get all the concept within your mind very easily. So before starting the light, I want to give you some information about the radiations. Actually, there are mainly 7 types of radiations, and these radiations are called electromagnetic wave because these waves are generally originated from the variation electric field and variation magnetic field simultaneously. So there are 7 electromagnetic waves. Let's we see here what are those waves. Electromagnetic wave. There are seven wave. One is the radio wave. Next is the microwave. Next is the infrared. Next is visible light. Next is the UV ray, ultraviolet ray. Next one is X-ray, and the last one is gamma ray. In all of these, we can only see the visible light because our eye can detect only visible light. That's why we say this form of electromagnetic wave as visible because our eye can see it, our eye can detect it. And you should know that visible light has 7 colors. The sunlight has 7 colors, and all the colors include in this light. These are Vigor, Vigyor. V means violet, I means indigo, I means indigo. B means blue. I am writing the short form. G means green. Y means yellow. O means orange. And R means red. So there are 7 electromagnetic waves, and one of them is visible light, and visible light has 7 color: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So if anyone asks you that what is the light, so light, there are a lot of definition we can say. One is the light is the form of energy, and we can also say that light is electromagnetic wave because it produced by the variation of electric field and magnetic field simultaneously. So we have to know about the light. I am writing the some points about the light. Look, what can be the definition of light? Light, the simple definition of light is, you should know that in junior classes you may study about the light. Light is the form of energy. How can we say that light is a form of energy? Very simple. How can you produce the light? You produce light by using the electricity. You can produce light by burning fuels like coal, petroleum, firewood, etc. Whenever you burn any fuel, what you do? You are converting the energy inside the wood or the petrol into the light energy. Similarly, if you are using electricity to get the light, you are using electrical energy and it will convert it into light energy. So we can say that light is a form of energy. There are a lot of energy forms like light energy, sound energy, and solar energy, wind energy, electrical energy. There are a lot of energy. So we can also say that light is a form of energy. And We can also say that light is a electromagnetic wave. There are different definitions can be possible of a single term. So I am writing also, it is an it is an electromagnetic wave. Okay, electromagnetic wave. And what does the electromagnetic wave? Every property of electromagnetic wave should the property of light have. So what are the properties of electromagnetic wave? So the simple property, one most property of the electromagnetic wave is it can propagate even through vacuum. It means it doesn't requires any material medium to propagate. Okay, like when you want to discuss about the sound needs a material medium to propagate. Okay, but light do not requires. Light is a form of energy which can even uh, propagate through the vacuum. So one of the most important property of electromagnetic wave is the it can propagate through the vacuum, and this is also the property of light, because light is also a electromagnetic wave. So you can write, it can travel through the vacuum. What does it means? What does it means? It means it does not requires any material medium to propagate. If you are in class 12, then you are well aware about the electromagnetic wave, and but if you are in class 10, then you will know that what is the electromagnetic wave. It is a chapter, it in the class 12th physics. So you should know about the electromagnetic wave, how it produce, how it act. And the electromagnetic wave is the light. Means light is a one of the uh, part of electromagnetic wave, we can say, or type of the electromagnetic wave. Next property of electromagnetic wave is its speed is very high. It can travel up to 3 lakh kilometer in 1 second. Okay, in vacuum its speed is 3 lakh kilometer per second. Or if you want to convert it into meter per second, very easy, or we can say 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And this speed is in vacuum. Vacuum is the place where there is nothing, no air, no any particle. Okay, so in vacuum the speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Next is the its speed is different, medium is different. If light travels in air, its speed is slightly less than that of vacuum. If it travel in water, its speed is slightly less than both air and vacuum. So in different material, we can say that the speed of light is different. I am writing all the speed what I know. Uh, then we can say its a speed in air is about means this is not the fixed value. The value can be increased or decreased by the composition of air, but about its speed is 2.75 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Its a speed in we can say water is 2.25 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Its a speed in glass is 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, so these are the speeds of the light in different medium. Now we should know about that what are the different characteristic of light. As we can say, most of you know that light travels in a straight line path, but this theory will fails whenever we study about the wave optics. Okay, so but today for this class, just uh, be stuck in this concept that light travels in a straight line path, but I will explain later that the path followed by light is not a straight line, but we should stuck to this point that light follows the straight line path. In the next class I will discuss that how and when the light do not travels in a straight line path. So uh, it varies for different materials, different conditions, but for the sake of convenience, this is the introduction class, and I want to tell you that light travels in a straight line for the normal behavior. So we can say that it travels on a straight line path, and this property of light is called rectilinear propagation of light. Okay, whenever light fall on any opaque material, you know, no opaque material, the material through which light cannot pass, and there are some different materials like translucent material, transparent material. Transparent material are those material through which light can easily pass, and translucent material are those material through which a few amount of light can pass. You have to know about this concept. And so whenever light fall on any opaque material, on the surface of any opaque material, or any kind of surface, it get reflected back, means it bounces off, it returns back into the same medium, and this phenomenon is called reflection. So light follows the reflection, and also whenever light travels from one medium to another medium, its path changes, and this phenomenon is called refraction. So we can say that light follows the concept of reflection and diffraction, and also the dispersion. There are a lot of topics inside the light: reflection, refraction, dispersion, total internal reflection, and diffraction, polarization, etc. So we can say that light follows the reflection and these things. It follows the concept of reflection, refraction. Don't worry, I will discuss about this. Dispersion, diffraction, polarization, etc. Look, these are the simple properties of light. So I want that this point should in your copy. So everyone, please note down in your copy, and I am waiting for it. And I think so we have to proceed to the next point related to the light. uh, Next thing, we should know about the ray of light. What is the ray of light? Look, as I mentioned that light travels in a straight line path, so the path followed by the light is called ray of light. We can say that the path followed by the light is called ray of light. And whenever you want to represent the path followed by the light, it is represented by a ray. This is the ray, and the light can also be represented by this ray, where this point is the tail and this point represents the head. And tell this tail tells that it is the uh, position of source of light. Position of source of light means the point through which light is producing. And this is the tail, head, and this represents the direction of propagation of light. It means light is producing from this point, and it is going into this direction, and this is the ray of light. Means we are representing the path of light by the simple ray. Okay, and whenever we combine these two or more rays, it forms a beam. So the next point we have to discuss is the beam of light. Beam of light, or we can say light beam. What is the beam of light? Very easy. The bundle of light rays is called beam of light. I am writing the bundle of light rays is called beam of light. Look, the light beam can be have three different types. One can be the parallel beam, in which light rays are parallel to each other. This is the parallel beam. Parallel beam. One can be diverging beam, in which light are going or traveling in this way. Means from a point they are spreading. So this type of light beam, in which light rays are spreading from a point, is called diverging beam. Diverging beam. Next type of beam is converging beam, and in converging beam, light rays are meeting at a point. Look, in this beam, different light rays are appears to meet at a point, or they are actually meeting at a point. So this type of beam is called converging beam. Okay, then how can we define the parallel beam? Very easy. We can say the beam of light in which light rays are parallel to each other. Okay, the beam of light in which light rays are parallel to each other is called parallel beam. Next is the converging beam. What is the converging beam? Very easy. The beam of light in which light rays diverge from a point, diverge from a point is called diverging beam. Next is the converging beam. The beam of light in which light rays converges at a point, means in this condition light are spreading, and in this condition light are meeting at a point. So whenever light meets at a point, these are called converging beam. When light is spreading from a point, these are called diverging beam, and when light goes parallel to each other, this type of light is called parallel beam. Okay, then write it everyone. Okay, everyone done. So now we should go for the next concept, and the next point is about the we can say types of material. And there are mainly two types of material we see. One are those material which has their own light, and one are those material which has not their own light. So the material which has their own light are called non-luminous material, and the material which does not has their own light are called non-luminous body or non-luminous materials. But the question is how we see non-luminous materials. Look, whenever light falls on any non-luminous body, like on this board, on me, I am also a non-luminous body, it gets reflected back. So when it reflects back to anyone's eye, he can see me, he can see this board, he can see anything. So whenever light enters in your eye, whatever the light directly enters in your eye, or it is reflected from any material, anyone can see it. So luminous material has their own light, and we can see because of their light, and non-luminous material does not have their own light, and we can see because they reflect the light. Look, mirror is non-luminous material, but it reflects a lot of light, so we can see inside the mirror, we see the mirror is lighted. Similarly, diamond is very we can say brighter material, and we see that light diamond has no their own light, but we can see it because diamond reflect the light when any light enters into it. Similarly, moon is also non-luminous material, and it also reflect the light of sun, and we can see it. But sun is luminous, bulb is luminous, which is glowing. If the bulb is not glowing, then the bulb will be called non-luminous. And similarly, the candle, if the candle is burning, the flame of the candle is called luminous, and the candle is not burning, we will say that it's non-luminous. So whenever anybody is producing light by their own, we will say that that is the luminous material, and whenever anybody reflect the light, it is called non-luminous material. Or we can say whenever anybody has not their own light, then it will called non-luminous material. So I am writing about the luminous material and non-luminous material. Luminous body, or we can say material, the body which has their own light is called luminous body. Example: sun, very good, and glowing bulb, burning candle, etc. These are luminous material. Next is the non-luminous, the body which does not has their own light, but can reflect, or we can say can be seen by using reflection of light is called non-luminous body or material. Examples are moon, very good, and mirror, diamond. This board also, this is whiteboard. I was writing in the blackboard. White, etc. Human being also a non-luminous material. Okay then. So the material which has their own light has named another things. We often say that the material which has their own light are called source of light. Okay then. What is the source of light? The material which has their own light and we will use their light. We can use their light. If we can use the light of any luminous material, we will say that it is called the source of light. Okay, so we can define it very easily. The material, or we can say the luminous material which produces sufficient amount of light is called source of light. It can be natural, it can be natural or artificial, and it can be point or extended. Point source. What is the point source? The source which is a smaller in size is called point source, and the source which is longer in their size is called extended source. Like we can say the flashlight of the mobile is point source, and we can say the tube light in the room is called extended source. So this is the point source. Point source. This is the light. These ray represents the light, and this is the extended source. Okay, so point source. This is the point source. Point source means point sized. I do not need to define it because point source means the source whose size is very small, or we can say the point sized source. And the extended source, the source which has longer in their size, is called extended source. I am writing the example. Example, LED bulb, a small LED bulb, a small LED bulb, and in extended source we can say it is the tube light, long tube light. Okay, then okay students, this is the basic information about the light, and from the next class we will study about the reflection of the light, and I will upload the next video on Tuesday. So everyone should rememorize it, and if you enjoy this video, then please like it, share it to your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.